People ask me, why are you back at ASU working on your MBA? And I commend each of y'all for being here and working on your MBA. The reason that I chose to do it is that I always want to be relevant and be able to connect with customers, with clients, with friends, and stay on top of the newest, latest, and greatest, and always wanting to learn. And I've read a book, and I'll get to that later as far as the book that influenced me to come back and finally made me sign up and do it. But when I went to school, we didn't have access to the internet. We didn't have email addresses. We didn't have Google. It wasn't all that long ago, but believe it or not, there's a lot of those things are new, relatively new. And so I've really enjoyed the 2 semesters I've done so far. My goal is to finish up hopefully by May of next year. I want to get done before my daughter graduates from high school and heads off to college. But the neat thing, I started MBA the same day that my oldest son started his undergrad here at ASU. And so we have that together. And when it came time to think of something to talk about, I thought, well, what are some things that I can say that you might be able to take out of this and apply to your life and see where I made some mistakes, where I had some successes, where you might think, okay, I may do that, or I'm definitely not going to do that. So I came up with a couple of key words that I want y'all to consider today. First one would be pride. What do y'all think of when you hear the word pride? Is that a good thing or a bad thing? Thoughts on that?
Mostly good.
Well, that's a good, safe answer, both, but mostly good. That's the way I think of it. And when I say pride, I don't want y'all to confuse that with arrogance. I don't think that we need to be arrogant people. It doesn't get you anywhere. But I think we need to be proud. Be proud of your efforts. Are you doing all that you can do? And I was in church on Sunday and came across a verse that I'd seen many, many times, but in thinking about this, I thought, hey, this would be a good thing to share with folks. It's where Paul was writing to a young student of his, Timothy, and he wrote a letter to him, and he said, work hard so you can present yourself to God and to receive His approval. Be a good worker, one who does not need to be ashamed and correctly explains the word of truth. So, pride. You need to not be ashamed of your efforts at the end of the day. Work hard. I think hard work will get you a long ways. When you finish up here and or when you start applying for jobs, I think it's important that you apply to companies that you can be proud to work for. You don't want to be embarrassed. Oh my goodness, I sell these sorry products, or I sell something people don't really use. I sell something that doesn't last. You don't want that. You want to choose a company that can give you pride. Ask yourself when you make decisions, will I be proud of myself after this presentation? That's something I'm thinking. Will I be proud of what I said? Or did I come unprepared and do a sorry job and everyone's like, man, that guy's sorry. What's going on with him? Let's pick a better one next time. So I want to be proud of what I'm able to share with y'all. So think of that whenever you go into a project. Are you going to be proud after this quarter's results are in? Always a new quarter. Here we are, April, March was the end of the first quarter. Am I proud of my effort? Am I proud of the performance, the results? Did I do my very best? What can I learn from that? Can I do better and be even more proud at the end of the second quarter, which is coming up quick. Also, am I going to be proud of myself after this party? Go to a party, your behavior. Is it going to be exemplary, or are you going to be ashamed later that night or the next morning of what you did? And that applies to when you go to dinner parties as an employee. I've seen some employees make absolute fools out of themselves and drink way too much and say the very wrong things to the wrong people and not be employed or not get a promotion, things like that. So always consider that. Am I going to be proud of myself after this tattoo? I heard a comment the other day is, how would you like to have a tattoo of Bob the Builder or Dora the Explorer? And at this age, you would definitely not want to have that. But 40 years from now, 20 years from now, that may be the situation. So I'm not saying you can't get tattoos. I'm just saying be careful with any decision you make. Will I be proud of the decision? And going back to being proud of where you work, do you believe in the product or service that you're selling? And we all are selling. We all have to do a good job. Sales is part of everyone's job. If you're programming computers, you've got to sell that program. If you are sweeping the sidewalk, you got to sell that to the folks and say, hey, I did a good job, come use my sidewalk. So everything is sales. And with that, you've got to believe in it, and the belief will drive your behavior. If you don't believe in it, you're not going to do a good job. You're going to just half-ass your way through it, and you're not going to have good results. So belief drives your behaviors, which drives your results. And that's something that BB&T has ingrained in me over the years. And another thing is, know your stuff. Don't fib. Don't guess your way through. You've got to know, or your customer will call you out on it. And so know your stuff. I learned that when I was out looking for a job, and I went to talk to folks at a tire manufacturing company. And I started talking and hemming and hawing and dug myself a hole, and I thought, man, I should not have started down that avenue. I should have said, no, I don't know anything about you. I know nothing about your company. And I tried to say what I knew, and I didn't know. And so know your stuff and be confident to say, no, I don't know. Definitely do not lie, because that will be found out. And the good thing about telling the truth is you never have to worry about amnesia. You can always remember the truth. But if you tell a lie, you're like, how was it that I structured that story? Tell the truth. Look for a company that invests in their people and trains them. You always want to be learning more and growing, and that's something I'm very proud of BB&T. We're always one of the top banks, the top bank, but one of the top employers in the United States as far as the investment and training in their employees. And I think that does well. Get on my soapbox a little bit. Be proud of your school. Everyone here has good pride in ASU, but I'll tell you what, as a student, I come in here in this building, and there's some things that really bother me and embarrass me. I'll go in the restroom. I haven't been in the women's restroom, so it may be immaculate. But I go in the men's room, and it is nasty sometimes. There's paper all over the place. There's commodes that haven't been flushed. It is just nasty, nasty, nasty. You can walk outside the building, there's trash on the floor, there's cigarette butts all over the place. And I think it's important for us to have pride in our locale. And take that to your employment when you get a job. Have pride in it. And we think, oh, there's janitors here, they come every evening, they'll clean it up. Yeah, they will. But throughout the day, there are all kinds of employers that are coming in here, and guess what? They're going to the restroom too. They're walking in the building, seeing all the stuff that's on the ground, and they're thinking, oh, this place is nasty. Why do I want to hire someone that's going to treat my place of business like this? So keep that in mind. I have a lot of pride in BB&T and in our facility. Every once in a while, I'll grab an empty trash bag and I'll walk around the building and pick things up. I'm coming in the morning. I'll see where stuff was thrown from a car passing by, or someone have emptied out their beer bottles out of the car there in the parking lot. I'll pick them up and take them and throw them in, because I don't want to wait on someone else to come and do it. And you need to go ahead and do that and show a good facility. And so I would ask you all, as fellow students, to challenge each other and say, hey, let's keep this place clean, let's keep it looking good, because our future employers are coming in here and looking at the facility, and believe it or not, they're judging the book by its cover. So keep that in mind. Another P word, patience. I challenge you not to be in a hurry in life. Life is not as short as we think it is. Time does fly by. But be patient. Good things will come to you as you work hard. Be willing to do anything, really. I think back in my career, when I got out of school, my wife and I got married shortly after undergrad, and she was in medical school down at Wake Forest, and we lived in Winston. My first job was in a factory that did packaging, and I was a manager of an assembly line, and I had to check everyone in, see who all was working, who was missing, deal with all kinds of issues. But you know what? All those little things that I did there came back and really helped me deal with things. In school, they didn't teach me how to deal with the hardworking fellow who worked as a garbage man all day long, and then came work second shift at this packaging plant and didn't have time to take a shower and didn't use deodorant. I had all kinds of complaints about that. Guess what? He was about that big, and he could have humbled me. And I had to learn some quick diplomacy and how to deal with him and help him through this situation and offer him some time, offer him to go into the restroom and change. Just be courteous and help all the other employees